We used Lent as a way to launch the community Bible reading experience. And so what we said is, instead of giving up chocolate for Lent or something else, why don't you take on reading through the entire New Testament? And I think at one point I said, I promise you this will be the best Lent you've ever gone through, which is probably silly of me to promise that, but I actually think it came true in lots of situations. We set up a booth in the back or a table in the back and said, hey, come and pick up your edition. I was overwhelmed at how many people came. I mean, there was queues. I couldn't give them away fast enough.
Before the community Bible experience came up, I could hear the word of God from people. That to me was bringing it alive a bit more than me reading the Bible. I think a bit because maybe sometimes the text was just too small, and after you've read maybe 1 or 2 chapters, you lose your way a little bit in the way it's formatted. I'm always up for a challenge. They said if we can read the New Testament, you can read the New Testament in 8 weeks or something. And I said, oh, that's great. I've never read the New Testament actually in a particular period of time. I wonder if I could do it. I found that it was because the format is like a story with no chapters in it, just a book. I started to flow through it. When I'm going to work on the tube, it was with me, going through it, reading stories and then thinking, oh, let me put it down, then picking it up just to carry on because it was like a story that you wanted to know what was going to happen next. And if I showed you my book now, it's like full of marks. It's got marks all over the place because there were some parts in there whereby I was like, you just feel inspired, you could feel like the word of God was coming out and you wanted to just like write it down. If you've been a Christian for a long time or if you're just starting, it's a great place to start.
If I was talking to somebody who is leading a church or involved in church leadership in any way that's kind of thinking, is this something that we should do? I would say absolutely go for it. Remember the story, the walk to Emmaus? Jesus doesn't show himself right away. He says, hey, let's read the Bible together. And it's as they're reading the Bible that their hearts burn, that they see Jesus in the text, in a sense, before they see Jesus physically. And that's the pattern for all Christians. We all know that. Let people read the Bible again for the first time, and they'll meet Jesus again for the first time, or maybe just straight up for the first time.